cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Trapper.
I fucks with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about late night.
ADAM22 has been caught using the phrase chimping out. Interesting. That's where we are today on No Jumpers. Let's see exactly where this one's finna go.
Max for real says, shout out to the members, Spotty and Mungie. How y'all feel about Adam using the phrase chimping out? Y'all gonna let Massa get away with that playing in your face? Okay, so what I said that some of them decided was very offensive is when I was in Vegas, there was at least one moment where we were acting crazy, drinking, taking shots, and I used Chud the Builder inspired language about myself to say that we were chimping out. I don't think that that is racist. I think that, if anything, I was comparing myself to an actual chimp. And I don't think that there's anything offensive about reappropriating.
Hey, Adam loves to play racism in people's faces. Like, directly in your face. But, alright, let's see what this, at least he's in your face about it.
The language of our oppressors, which should be relatable. You, as a proud N-word sayer, you're reappropriating the language of your oppressor because it's emboldening. And when I say that I've been chimping out, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I never even heard the term before.
Yeah, me neither.
I never heard that shit, and that's some shit.
Where the difference comes in is, as a white man, it's not your place to tell black people how and what to reappropriate or reuse or to remix per their own liking, nor is it your purpose or your place, nor is it your principality to stand on your own repurposing and compare it to the same thing as a nigga word, because the word nigga actually was never repurposed from the word with a hard ER. The word niggas, N-E-G-U-A-S, UAS was a word for kings, and that word for kings was used into a derogatory fashion. So it was actually going back into using the word for its original point and purpose. Whereas if you use the original term point and purpose, chimping out is just still rooted in negativity and racism. That is what the difference is.
Oh boy, made up. It sound like right.
It's like chat room. It's like racist chat.
I never heard it before.
It's racist internet shit.
But this is what I know. Black people, as a whole, we tend to take the words of our oppressors and make it fashionable. Even in LA gang culture, you got dudes like Harlem.
Not this stuff.
We call these. That's how the word came out.
I'm talking about this. The chipping out. It's not nothing that you.
We'll never do that.
I'm just anti people telling people what they can joke about, especially with stuff that's like so
chipping out, but then
it's so like not offensive. Like people are just dying to find something.
And now it's not your place again as an oppressor to tell the people who you have oppressed historically where their place is and isn't to be oppressed.
Something to get offended
It is
by,
offensive.
and I ain't going.
Listen. You gonna have to. I mean, you gonna have to go because you just saying some shit.
Why you put a pack of cigarettes in your shirt? What the is that?
I'm on my greasy tip. That's what it is. If you say something for defensive, decide to fire your face up, then you can't sue nobody. You can't.
No, I can.
You can't.
And I will press charges.
Yeah, but listen, I'm pretty sure you would. But you can't say what's offensive or not. It's offensive to people. It might be don't be offensive to.
I've never heard a black person say that it would be offensive for me to say it about myself. I understand why Chud the Builder using it against black people is offensive, but for me to say it about myself, it would be like me saying like, "Hey, I'm a barrel of monkeys." Don't call yourself a monkey. That's offensive.
But that's being insensitive though, to people what he's.
I didn't even know that black people were sensitive about.
Yes, again, where the difference comes in for those of you guys who missed me when I said it the first time, the word niggas, N-E-G-U-A-S, niggas, was the original term for king amongst a certain group of people in their original language. That word niggas was changed into what we now use it as is niggas, as it has an in-between of having an ER attached to it, rooted into slavery, oppression, and into hate speech. So colonizers took an original word, niggas, kings, added an ER to it, and then black people went and put it back to where it was, niggas, pronounced the same way, spelled different, whatever the case may be, blah, blah, blah. Now, is it used for its intended purposes amongst anyone at this point? No. Is it used in is it used for its intentional point amongst masses? No. Is it used amongst a certain group of people for its intentional point, and then woke ass black people? Yes. Yes, it is. There is a huge subgroup of people who still use the term NEGUAS amongst American blacks to call themselves kings and root themselves in that level of understanding towards who they are as black people. So, the whole concept of ADAM22, I'm not feeling it. Sorry, Adam, it's not gonna work. Your, I guess, white boy jokes, microaggressive racism doesn't really make sense here. Unfortunately, nobody at the table is vocalizing it and verbalizing it this way. This would have been a great response to tell you to your face. Unfortunately, nobody's there to give it to you. But that does not change the fact that you know that you are, my friend, in fact, full of shiatsu, for sure.
Hey, black people are some of the most sensitive people.
No, but it's also because black people have been dehumanized by being compared to apes and monkeys all throughout
acknowledge
history.
the chimping shit because I never heard of this shit before. So if I was to acknowledge it, I'll be giving it life. I've never heard of this shit. Some the weirdo made up that's getting by the transgender.
Apparently, it's got a lineage like people have been saying for a while. I didn't really know that until
The trope of comparing black people to like animals has been something since slavery and minstrel shows and all that.
And I am adamantly opposed to
This is a new iteration of that, and to act like we could just reclaim that and just yeah, you can make jokes about anything you want, but is it, you know what I'm saying, kosher? I would say not so much. You know what I'm saying?
You know that.
Man, if they came up with a new way to dish the hood, I wouldn't know what the they talking
everybody
about.
just trying
So
to
I'm
find
not
something.
acknowledging no.
And that's not. But that's not.
And just like Adam said, hey, when I was saying chipping out, I was looking over my shoulder.
Spoetyface is making it into a bigger point as well as too. Munchie B is saying, you know, as far as the gang aspect is concerned, which is not wrong about, but Spoetyface is saying it's bigger than a gang aspect. It's bigger than an aspect of somebody dissing your hood or dissing your community. This is a direct shot that Adam's taking at black people, and you see where Spoetyface's response is, all right, well, you end up getting socked on behind it, then it is what it is. And Adam could feel that pressure and feel that tension coming from Spoetyface, at which point he responds to, well, I'm going to call the police on you. But with that being said, you know, it is very clear that Spoetyface isn't really flying for what Adam has going on here in YouTube land.
And I was joking because I was with a bunch of black people. What the f*** do I care?
I know, but inherently you know that it has a racist connotation.
I like edgy humor.
Yeah, but
I like edgy humor.
That's what I'm saying. So if you be edgy and somebody fire your face up, don't press charges. Don't be like right.
So the only argument that you have is that somebody could beat me up. Like,
you don't get mad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want to be edgy. Don't get mad if somebody fire your face up.
Well, if they want to fire my face up, then don't be mad if they get left right where they stand, because I don't give a about that.
But why?
You're not gonna scare me by being like, "Hey, somebody might beat you up."
But why not reclaim like the hard R?
Don't make jokes that you think are funny.
Here's the thing too, when it comes to Adam and his sitting there, oh, somebody's gonna blah blah blah. Adam not gonna catch a hat. Adam is not gonna catch a hat. Adam is not gonna catch a hat. Adam is not gonna catch a hat. And here's the thing too, in California, somebody comes and punches you in your face and you shoot them, you're going to jail for murder. And Adam, you going to jail for murder, it's gonna be bad for you, bro. If you hit that LA County jail, it's going to be bad for you. No matter how short of a time you get in there before they bond you out, it's going to be bad for you. So don't think that somebody can just get whooped out, or you can get whooped out, or somebody can sock you and all that kind of stuff, and then you can go immediately to your gun. That is not how it works in the state of California, bro. You are going to end up with a murder case, for sure. Easy call.
Because somebody might beat you up is a very bad
But you don't say like hard R jokes.
No, but I don't think that's funny. And I do think that there's stuff that you shouldn't say because it's so
how there's a line, but you're saying people shouldn't be able to say
I don't think chimping out is over the line in terms of a white person.
That's what I'm about to say.
No black person ever told me that they would be offended by this, and I'm finding that out live on the podcast yesterday, and apparently I was supposed to know that.
It doesn't take Albert Einstein to know that racist ass people have been comparing black people to chimps and
I'm not comparing a black person to a chimp. I'm comparing myself to a chimp.
That's where it comes from, though. That's where it comes from.
How? But I'm comparing myself to a chimp.
I understand what most men...
Yeah, the whole white devil thing does actually make a lot of sense in this situation when talking about Adam, for sure. The whole white devil thing does hold a lot of validity.
I'm just using language that I derived from a racist streamer who I was made aware of because of the fact that he was extremely viral.
If you painted yourself black right now and put monkey ears on and said, I'm a monkey, you know, I'm just making myself a monkey.
Oh, yeah, why would it be canceled? Exactly. Why would it be offensive for me to dress up like a monkey?
Because that's crazy with the history of America that we're in here. You know what I'm saying?
A monkey is literally the closest animal to us evolutionarily.
But not just the monkey part. You painting your
skin black. It's the animal that I have.
Black people have no Neanderthal DNA. Monkey is the closest thing to yo people. Let's make this 100% clear. Black people have no monkey ancestral DNA. That's why Neanderthals were made to look as idiots and look like stupid and look like, you know, blah, blah, blah this and blah, blah, blah that. And once the scientific facts came out that, damn, look at me spitting this episode. A lot of news you can use and not knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college. Look at my black ass giving y'all some facts. When scientists discovered that Neanderthals were a percentage of white DNA, black people and people of color have no Neanderthal DNA, then they started saying that, oh, they're early humans. They went from the name of early humans to Neanderthals because Neanderthal was named as an idiot and shown as an idiot and shown as somebody who had a low thinking ability and no frontal lobe and no actual thinking capacity. Once they realized that that's only the DNA and the lineage of white people, they went from being called Neanderthals to being called early humans. The more you know. The more you know. So with that all being said, while the Neanderthal situation was going on, and you have other things like people in Europe going through the Dark Ages and going through all kind of plagues and so forth and so on, you have Africa thriving. Mayans, Aztecs, Incas, indoor plumbing. Africans, indoor plumbing. The Mesopotamians, all the black civilizations and all that kind of stuff, thriving cultures all around the same time. So just giving you a little bit of perspective, but let's continue to go into that as well.
You'd be doing blackface to become
what if I painted like a nice tan brown? Like it doesn't have to be like a black person thing. Black people don't just immediately have a monopoly over the existence of apes. Like what the
But they've been the ones that have been compared to them the most in
white man
America.
was so goddamn dumb.
A
white man was so dumb they thought we was apes.
Enchanted
they were
by
so
race.
stupid.
It's like you're so enchanted by racism that you have to find it in everything. You can't dress up like a monkey because a black person might think that I'm trying to dress up like them.
Adam loves to manipulate this, and if you can't see that Adam's forward thinking is becoming more forward, then you just don't want to see it. He's showing you exactly what he thinks of you and the culture.
No, you're ignorant to history, and so you pass through nuances of that's like gaslighting black people into thinking I could say chimping out whenever the I want, even though this dude has been harassing black people and getting picked up by the FBI.
I don't have anything to do with him.
The FBI think that chimping out is racist harassment.
We don't know that. They haven't said that.
That's what they picked him up for. Targeted harassment.
That is what they picked him up for. That's a part of the reason.
They picked him up for shooting someone.
No. The FBI picked him up before he was arrested and said, you're targeting black people by saying chipping out. Are you a part of an organization?
He was using that phrase to dehumanize black people, which I quite clearly was not.
I know, but it's hard to tell when you're a white dude that looks like Chud.
No, it's not hard to tell.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Just because Bell is cool with it doesn't mean it's hard to tell.
Nobody's mistaking me for Chud the Builder. Nobody thinks that the way that I was using it is a racist thing unless they're really, really trying to stretch it.
If I heard you saying chimping out and I don't know, Adam.
I don't know about if anyone thinks that you're not using it the same way as Chud the Builder, Adam. I'm not gonna lie. That's a very, 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 I'm not even gonna say I know. I know for a fact that black people think that you're using it the exact same way as Chud the Builder. Let me not even bullshit with you, brother. You are looked at in the black community as a pitfall. You are looked at as a downgrade. You are looked at something as, for lack of better words, a plague, if you will. Don't go over there because you might catch the no jumper. You might want to just be aware, man. You might just want to be aware. And if you are aware and you continue to have these types of thoughts and idealisms, then you can't be mad at ADAM22 for putting them on the forefront. At least you know the races that you're dealing with.
22, I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
That's crazy that you guys are so desperate to find something to be offended by that
but
you'll
you can't.
find.
But why don't we reclaim the N-word?
I can't even talk about a monkey. That's amazing.
Why don't we reclaim the hard R?
You know who's racist? Jane Goodall. What was she doing out there?
Why wouldn't we reclaim the hard R? No. That's way older.
They have.
That's way older.
They the hard R is still the hard R a little bit.
That's a different word. In A and no.
It's like reclaim the hard R. If we're reclaiming everything, the N-word with the hard R is way older than.
It is crazy that Moose Man is going the hardest out of this whole situation. Spoetyface is going hard as well, too. Moose Man's kind of just stepping on the dialogue. But it seems like it's a lot of accepting of racism over there at No Jumper. It seems like it's a lot of accepting of racism over there at No Jumper. It's interesting that Moose Man is the only one that,
monkey shit.
Because one thing is offensive, all other things must also be offensive.
All these things have been used to oppress black people for centuries.
We found out about chimping out like a week ago.
No, but chimping out falls under the category of dehumanizing black people and comparing them to apes.
But I'm
the same.
I'm reclaiming. I'm not using it in a racist
Then
way.
reclaim the hard R while you do that.
20 minutes
All right,
ago.
so look.
Nobody has been able to explain to me why it would be offensive for me
Yeah,
to
if you don't
reclaim
know
that.
history, then I can't contextualize anything.
I don't even know anything about the history of blackface.
Yeah, and you should probably look it up.
Why?
You might have a different perspective.
I have to know about everything that has ever
No,
occurred
but-
throughout history.
If you want to speak on how things are going to go with black history going forward, you should have a little bit of sense about black history that's
Chimpin'
happened
Out
before.
dropped like a week ago. Bro.
No, that's a category of dehumanization
You
that's been
making
around for
assumptions
centuries.
about what black people should get offended by is the actual racist thing.
I'm saying that chimping out is racist because it's comparing black people to apes. That
But
is
it's
the most
not. No,
simple
no.
take
But I wasn't
ever.
using that way. I was saying it about myself.
Yeah, and I'm going to use the hard R differently, but I don't mean it in that way. It's the same
So
shit.
because something else is racist,
No,
what I'm
this is
saying has to be
racist. That is racist. Calling black people monkeys is racist.
But I didn't do that.
I think you making a valid point, right? But I just know Adam, he got this dark humor. He finds shit funny. You know what I'm saying? But you lacking a lot of awareness right now, Adam. But
I think I'm plenty aware.
no.
So that mean you doing it on purpose?
No, I'm not.
That I was just gonna say right there. I don't think he's lacking awareness. I think he's lacking empathy, and he don't give a fudge. I think that he's lacking empathy, and on that day, not a single fudge was given. Not a single fudge was given.
I just think it's funny. I think it's funny to take a phrase that was popularized by probably the most famous racist of recent memory and to recontextualize it to describe myself smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol while I'm in Vegas. I think that that's funny to take that phrase that we all know about, we're all now aware of it, and to recontextualize it in a distinctly non-racist way.
How? Because it don't affect you, but how would you think the people who takes that offensive, that it hurts them to hear that, like when you chimping out, how do you think that?
You know where the issue comes in? You guys are trying to get Adam to appeal to the sense, to the feelings of black people. You guys are trying to get Adam to appeal to the tragedies and to the traumas of black people, and he's not gonna do that. What a better way would have been doing it is like, what if I was using the restroom and I was urinating and then it splashed on your daughter? Well, I didn't intend to urinate on her, but it splashed on her. The intention, it wasn't to urinate on her, but the result was she got splashed. That's what you're doing. That's a better way to put it to Adam, to kind of give him a more contextual understanding, because now you're putting something that he cares about into the mix, his daughter. What's something that's disrespectful that he wouldn't want somebody to happen, to urinate on her? So no, you're not giving it a literal example. Obviously, this is figuratively speaking. Nobody should be urinating on anyone if you don't catch that. But the figure of speech is, I'm urinating in the wind and it splashes your daughter. Am I still wrong even though my intention wasn't to urinate on her? Is Adam wrong despite the fact his intention wasn't to hurt? That is where the conversation comes in at. And I think that would be a probably better way of going about that situation, as opposed to looking for your oppressor and your opposer to find empathy in him oppressing and opposing you.
That makes them feel bad.
I don't think there's anything to be offended by.
Yeah, because you're not offended by it, because you're not the one, the demographic who's affected by it. That's why.
And you think that chimping out was just invented by Chud the Builder?
Well,
That
we
just
didn't
shows
hear
how ignorant you are to
me and everybody else never heard about it. I'm sorry you spent so much time in COD lobbies.
No, I've heard you join a Call of Duty lobby and hear a black dude
Well, I'm
and
a
start
grown
making
man who
ape
doesn't play
sounds.
Call of Duty. I play Duck
If
Hunt.
you've been on the internet since 2007,
And I've never heard someone
white people
say
say
it.
racist about monkeys and black people.
You hang out in racist spaces online. You show
No,
feet
you're
in
playing
racial chat
ignorant.
rooms,
You're playing
and I
ignorant.
don't. I never heard someone say that, and I resent the fact that you're acting like that is such common. Everybody in the world found out about that phrase from Chud the Builder.
I'm
It's
not
like
saying that you
1% of
didn't.
people already knew about
Were
it.
black people oppressed by comparing them to monkeys? Did you know
But
that?
that's not what I did.
But that's the category
You're
using
trying
the
to put me
phrase
out to
from.
dry for something I absolutely
That's the
didn't do.
category of phrase you're pulling from.
All right, so Adam.
No,
Adam.
it's a
Yes, it is.
category of phrase.
Yes, calling someone chimping out is the same
Adam,
thing.
you
You have to
People are
realize that
monkeys.
you've now descended into self-harm.
Yo.
Hello.
Hey, give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna call you back. I'm doing a reaction to y'all niggas talking about Adam right now. Give me 5 minutes.
All right, bet.
Right. My nigga Spotty Face.
Black people are monkeys, coded. What is the difference?
You said black people are like, what the
That's
fuck?
what you're
he
saying.
said that's coding.
Not something I ever said or even came
Saying
close to
shipping out
alluding to.
and describing as that behavior is what you're
But
saying.
I said it in a distinctly non-racist way.
I know, but I could say the hard R in a certain contextual.
No, you
that's
can't.
not
You
towards the
can't.
black
If you
community.
link it, if you're
Using that type of lingo.
Then see, here's the thing though. How can Adam now tell Moose Man that he can't say it? So like, how does it, like who gave Adam the monopoly on racial do's and don'ts? He loves to say who can tell him what he can and can't say, but he loves telling motherfuckers what they can and can't say.
It implies that you're racist. If a black man is walking around saying blood, 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 you're gonna assume he a blood. If a black man is walking around saying cuz, 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 you're gonna assume he a crip. If a white boy is walking around saying chimping out, you're gonna assume he a rapist.
I never did that.
You wanna assume if you use the word chimping out, you're gonna assume he a rapist.
You guys see how you have to move the goalpost so much in order to try to make this
argument?
argument?
It's the same thing. It's just the world that we live in.
To be fair, I wouldn't even listen.
Last week.
To be fair, I wouldn't even say it's not even just white people who do that. That's just being universal. Asian people do it.
Yeah.
I'm Mexicans, all time, every day.
The white man ain't even the most racist person in the world no more.
We're not gonna say. I ain't listen.
He is
doing that. All right, that's fine.
But the Mexicans are more racist than the white boy now.
That's more racist than that. How we describe that's universal, bro. Yeah. That's not just only white people that use that. That's definitely universal.
Spotty Face said, I'm not gonna do that. Adam not the most racist for the mucker? I don't want to hear that.
So I'm lost to how you
I just know that. I think that black people should be more open to humor.
Black people are some of the best comedians.
But they're really pick and choose. And that's what I'm saying. We just watched the Kevin Hart roast that was chock full of some of the most racist jokes you've ever heard. And I think for the most part, people agreed that it was hilarious.
And it was thoughtful
but
and
then
funny.
from time to time, people just decide like, hey, this random thing is over the line because we don't know who said it. We're going to
Those were professional joke writers. You're taking a fringe ass
kick argument from authority.
This is a fringe ass
This is an argument from authority. You're saying because they're professional comedians, they have a monopoly.
No, they have more thoughtfulness than Chud the Builder. Is that not true?
Hey, Adam just doesn't respect anybody but white men. Because outside of, it's not just black people, but he only doesn't talk to white men like this. In Charleston White. You know what I'm saying? So I guess Adam, you know what? I think that Adam doesn't think anyone's as smart as he is, except for white men in Charleston White. That actually could be it more realistically than anything.
I'm not co-signing anything that Chud the Builder ever said.
But that's where Chimpin' Out came from.
He deserves to die.
But that's where Chimpin' Out came from.
I'd just like to make that perfectly clear.
That's where Chimpin' Out came from to you.
To me, yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's perfectly fine to parody a famous racist that we all agree is
I know, but
a
you're not
shit.
parodying it. Is us saying we're beating out. You're just saying the racist phrase.
I'm taking the language that he was using to oppress black people, and I was using it to describe myself drinking tequila in Vegas. I thought it was funny. Obviously, there's some people on this podcast who are addicted to being offended by everything,
and I think any other way than just we need to reappropriate.
No, I can see how other people would have another opinion, and I might be more thoughtful going forward about how I say it. But at the same time, I think it's pretty pathetic that everybody's just reaching to find everything offensive.
You want to even dig that other perspective if you didn't.
Hey, that boy don't got no accountability, do we? That's no accountability 22 at all.
Feel like there's credence to the argument that I'm making. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think
you just write me off an argument.
Once you become reach a certain level when you are educated, you just move different. You don't have to use that type of lingo.
I got a question for you guys.
You can use whatever you want.
I got a question.
We're trying to get through the donations, so let's make this a short question.
No, go ahead, Lush.
I was going to try to help.
No, do your thing.
No, I was curious. So, if a black person said those same jokes, would it bother you guys?
No, not as much.
Oh, it wouldn't? Because we talking about
picking and choosing.
Just like if Spotty said the hard R right now, I wouldn't be like, whoa, Spotty.
But Adam's, this whole story he's telling is him and a black guy telling this joke.
But Vel is a different type of black guy. Very accepting, very progressive.
What does that mean?
He's ranking black guys now.
So now you're moving the goalposts?
You know what, though? On behalf of black people, Vel does not represent us. I'm saying it. That nigga don't speak for us. What Vel do is how Vel feel, and how Vel feel is what Vel do. Ain't nobody mad at Vel for living Vel's life. Vel's living his life like it's golden, living his life like it's golden. We love that for Vel. That's for Vel. That don't got nothing to do with the rest of us. That's that nigga.
You are okay with that
black person has to, if he said the hard R, I don't think Vel would be tripping too crazy.
There's nothing wrong with ranking black people. Doughboy, he go for anything, bro. He's a gopher.
Hey, listen.
We can all agree that if there was a black guy spectrum, that Doughboy would be on one very obvious.
There is levels though, right?
This has nothing to do with
offended.
That's like me walking in a certain neighborhood doing this. Hell Hitler. Hell Hitler.
Okay. We're on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Why can't we reappropriate that?
You know what I'm saying? That'd be like that. Me saying that.
Oh wait.
You know what's crazy? But that's Spotty Face's point right now. You see how quick it was for you? Hold on, we're on Hitler. I mean, we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Don't say that. Don't say that. Hold on, we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Hold on, wait, hold on. But then when it comes to black people, you could just disrespect. When it came to that statement, you was quick. Hey, hold on now. But when it comes to blacks, it's whatever, nigga.
is there a joke about you saying something about the H guy? Yeah, of course. I think that could be funny. Obviously, people make jokes about World War II and Hitler all the time that are funny.
I get, but if I was around a certain community or demographic,
they would cancel you.
What would they do, and how would they feel?
Freeze your bank
joke
account.
Better be funny.
I don't think
they take that serious.
Okay, if you don't think Holocaust jokes are funny, then
no, they're funny, but
we don't have anything else to talk about.
The repercussions from telling it are going to be bad.
Josh's grandfather died in the concentration camp. That doesn't change the fact that a Holocaust joke can be funny.
That's like when Kanye said Hitler was so dope.
Offended by that.
When Kanye West said Hitler was so dope, he lost
the whole point of jokes is to offend some people.
Kanye pissed me off.
All right, but when Kanye said Hitler was so dope, he lost $2 billion. Just because he said Hitler was dope.
And I didn't really like all that because I felt like Kanye sincerely was endorsing Hitler, which I think is
yeah,
I think he was just making a joke. He should have been able to do it.
Okay, Philip.
You know the rest, man. We are gone. What's the deal, y'all? Appreciate y'all for tapping in the Trap News Network. I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now, we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro. With the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're going to make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not finna get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're gonna keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We gone. The following ad is a paid sponsorship for Whack Attack. For local law enforcement and any type of snitch-related needs, call Whack Attack. 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. They're first, law enforcement second. Whack Attack, personal security.
Hi, I'm Wack100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life for your own personal home security. Call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second.
Are you low on cash but have a soul laying around? If so, slide up to No Jumper and ADAM22 will be more than happy to buy your soul today. Souls by Adam. Sell your soul today for a little bit of clout.
Hey, I'm ADAM22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Wack100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Still work for the neighborhood hero. We got all four corners. TMC, the Meltdown definitely continue. Mr. Burger right here, live in the flesh. We out here, nigga. Trap News, you know that, nigga.
Can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboards. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let them hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall, 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's never outside, nigga.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
I've Then went and told my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboards. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Watch the niggas hella fake, I know what enemies intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm an aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bullshit, you can save it. Ballin' like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.